Nights with Odi Fitzgerald. Live conversation and lively debate about what's trending in the Carolinas. This is Sunday Nights with Odi Fitzgerald on News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas. Now here's Odi.
Well, hello there, and you're very welcome to Sunday Nights with me, Odi Fitzgerald. On the show tonight, Chief Lamar Nelson is going to be coming on talking a little bit about the Irish and Native American bonds. And is it better to have your kids, or to have you stay at home and look after the kids, or head on to work? Also going to be talking about a sperm donor that is after being sued. Oh yeah. It's not just your normal show. I want to hear your thoughts tonight. You can get me on the Common Sense Retirement Planning text line, 800-905-0989. You can also call me on the PhD Weight Loss Talk line. That is also 800-905-0989. And don't forget, I am on the stream. I am streaming live on Facebook on the WORD 989 Facebook page. Also on my own page, which is Odi_Fitzgerald. And I am on X also. But now I need to talk about it. I have to talk about it. I could not. You saw that there was a trip to space. Huh. If you're watching on the stream, I'm doing, the air quotes, space. Yeah. These women did not go into space. Secretary for Transportation, Mr. Sean Duffy, he took to X yesterday, on Thursday, and said, to clarify, this is a clarification, they are not the definition of astronauts. His comments follow this week's Blue Origin mission. No. They are not astronauts. I'm sorry, but Lauren Sanchez, Katy Perry, Gail King, Asha Bowe, and Amanda Nugent, I think it is, they're not. They are not astronauts. No. So think about it for a second. The commercial space flight, okay, it just sent people on a little bit of a joyride. That's pretty much what it was. They're not in any way, shape, or form astronauts. No. And look I get it. I understand. It's the first fully laden with females, like women. We've had a conversation about what women are. Yeah, indoor plumbing. They're out there in space. No, they went up really high in a rocket, and I'm not going to say what the rocket looked like, outdoor plumbing, but they went up in a rocket, and they went. See, here's the thing. They were weightless, okay? And the reason they were weightless, it's not because they were in space. Technically they were, but not really. The reason they were weightless is because they were free falling. They went up 65 miles above the earth. That's how far up they went. And now I can hear you asking, Odi, where does space start technically? Well, space technically starts at 62 miles. So technically, they went into space, okay? They went 3 miles into space. Now, 3 miles is a long distance. It's 3 miles from my house to my local convenience store, and I tried walking it once, and I felt it, But I wasn't in a spaceship or a spacecraft or a craft designed for high altitude. I wasn't. Let me hear your thoughts. Are they astronauts? Did they go into space? There was 6 in the crew, and it is accepted that the boundary of space is called the Kármán line, which is 62 miles. So technically, yeah, they did. But then there's the rest of it. It costs. I hope you are sitting down, all right? And if you're driving, maybe just pull over. Just relax for a second. To send 6 people 65 miles into the atmosphere, it cost $28 million. Okay? $28 million. to stage to stage a space flight. Yes, and I say stage because it pretty much was. Why, Odie? Odie, why are you saying it's a staged space flight? Because the conspiracies are in. Did you watch it? Did you watch it on TV? There was a little bit of a delay on it, but did you watch it? It was 11 minutes, okay? It was 11 minutes. And you saw when we didn't really see the pod landing, did we? No. Why was that, I wonder? And we didn't really see, I mean, we saw the spaceship. We saw the high altitude rocket taking off, but is it just my opinion or did it look like it was CGI? Did it look like it was CGI? That just something, popped into my brain when I was watching. I was like, that's CGI. And then when they came back down to Earth, there was the door was open before Jeff Bezos opened the door. Did you see that? Did you see how that happened? Are they trying to pull the wool over our eyes? Now they're also saying people have come on to me, fellow scientists have been in touch with me, and they have said that the space flight was only 11 minutes. Straight up, straight down. 11 minutes. That's all it took. Now, people have told me that at 11 minutes, the speed that they would have had to be going up, the certain amount of G forces that they would have had to, it's just no. And they all, like, do you see Katy Perry? She was holding a little flower, and the little flower didn't get crushed by the G forces because it should have. Because if they were to go up and down in 11 minutes, just think about it. $28 million. $28 million. Can you imagine what $28 million could have done? Katy Perry has come out now and she has said that she's not happy about it, that she regrets taking the flight. Well, no, you really think so? You think it? Because when Katy Perry, when you said, I'm an astronaut now? No, you're not. Do you want to hear who female astronauts are? Sally Ride. Remember her? Sally Ride? Mae Jensen, Christina Knock. They're all astronauts. They're real astronauts. They went into space. They didn't just sit in a chair. They didn't just sit in a chair and go, "Oh, thank the goddesses." No. They went to school. They got degrees. They're doctors in their special fields. They knew how to fly a shuttle, a space shuttle. They knew what to do if something went really wrong. If something went really wrong on the blue the Blue Oyster. I am now calling it the Blue Oyster. Yes, I know. I know it's a Police Academy reference, but they went up on the Blue Oyster. If something went wrong, what was going to happen? Nothing. It was gone. Common Sense Retirement Planning text on 800-905-0989. All they did was go up in a roller coaster ride. Texter, 100%. That's all they did. They went up on a roller coaster ride and came straight back down again. Nothing else. Let me just read this one really quickly before I do. Yeah, it said, if those hens had decided to parachute back down to Earth, it would have been more impressed. And if if I had had enough money, I could book a flight into space too. That's what a texter says to me. I love my listeners. Love my listeners. When I come back, have you ever donated sperm? Yes? Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Have you ever donated sperm? Why are you saying that? Well, apparently, if you live in Kansas or New Jersey, you could get sued. You're listening to News Talk 98.9 WORD. It is the voice of the Carolinas. Hello, my streamers. How is everybody? I can't. Ding, 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 ding.
Now, the Carolinas' most trusted broadcast from the News Talk 98.9 WORD Weather Center. Cloudy tonight with a low of 61. Winds out of the south around 5 miles per hour. Sunshine
Randy, that is
possible
no
in
problem.
parts
It is.
of
I tell you one thing, right? So if you're new to the show, or if you're new to the show, um, when the ads are playing on the radio, I stay going on the stream. So the stream show keeps going nonstop. There's no ads, there's no nothing. So I keep going on. We'll get back to what I was saying. I'm actually nervous. I am. I'm nervous because I have a massive love for Native Americans. Really do. I've never met one. I've never met a Native American. Never met a Native American person. I'm actually nervous. I am. Um, and not next weekend. The weekend after, when I go to it is going to be such an emotional thing because I don't want to spoil the interview, but as you know, there is a massive history between. Sorry, there's a massive history. Okay, sorry, no, I thought it was something else. Massive history between Ireland and Native American people, in particular the Choctaw. So, yeah, kind of nervous. But yeah.
At University of Maryland Global Campus, we give our students credit where credit is due. Credit for deciding in the middle of rush hour traffic to go back and get their bachelor's and their promotion. Credit for managing 3 kids, 2 dogs, and a full-time job to pursue a
Sorry,
degree.
folks. I'm just reading the text messages that are
Credit
coming in
for
for the
their
show. It's
kids by
funny.
pay so they can study cybersecurity at night. For over 75 years, we've been helping students receive the credit they deserve. With more than 135 degrees and certificates, students at UMGC can use prior learning or relevant experience to earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's, and graduate students can transfer up to 12 credits toward their master's. At
As you can
UMGC,
see
we
in the
offer
reflection,
free
wherever
online
it is, there,
cybersecurity
I am
education
watching
and
baseball
services to
while I'm
celebrate
doing the
National
show,
Night, making
while I'm
your
doing other stuff.
education journey
That's what I do.
flexible, fast, and affordable. Apply now and save with no application fee while starting May
Gatorade.
14th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by SHED. Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? When it comes to big wireless, if you're spending, you may be overpaying. Switch to Consumer Cellular to get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Plans start at just $20 a month, and now for a limited time, new customers can get their second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit a store near you, or consumercellular.com and start saving today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details. 98.9 WORD.com.
And you're very welcome back to the show. Now, earlier on, we were talking. I love my listeners. I love my listeners. Don't forget, we're streaming live, Facebook and YouTube and X. You want to call it whatever you want to call it. I don't care. Oh, we were talking about the space flight, inverted commas, space flight. Wasn't a space flight. It was a high altitude flight. That's what it was. Anyway, we're talking about that earlier. And the Common Sense Retirement Planning text line 800-905-0989. Odi, they were 100% safe with the landing. If the parachute had broken, if anything had gone wrong, they still would have been safe. They would have bounced with all that fake plastic and silicone within their body. Lots of messages coming in. Odie, was it just me, or did that rocket look very much like? No, sorry, I can't read the rest of that. Odie, yeah, more coming in. Odie, that's a very masculine symbol of a rocket. Yeah, it certainly is. Lots of it coming in, and a lot of people are just pretty much saying that waste of money, can't understand why it happened. No, they're not astronauts. All the texts are coming in, no, they're not astronauts. Now a text came in and it is, what have we got? Odie, have you watched the interview with Tucker Carlson and Conor McGregor about the issues that Ireland is facing? I had no idea. Yeah, there's a lot of issues that Ireland is facing currently. No, I didn't watch the Tucker Carlson Conor McGregor thing because I cannot stand Conor McGregor. And I was actually talking to a very good friend of mine in Ireland this morning. He gave me a call this morning. We had a bit of a chat. I do quite a few times. Talk to my friends back in Ireland. And he was saying to me that Conor McGregor is hated in Ireland. I'm sorry to burst your bubble. And some people that may not have tuned in, if you haven't tuned into my show before, where were you? But you will hear my disdain for Conor McGregor because he is not a nice person. He is convicted of sexual offences. He is convicted of battery and assault, and he's just all around not a nice guy. I'm sorry, but he's not. I hate to say it to you, but I know a lot of people over here in America like him, but he's not. Look it up. If you go on to RTE, that's the Irish equivalent of the news channels. They've only got one. They don't have Fox, they don't have CNN, they don't have. We're going to RTE. It's radio television here, and look at their website and just type in Conor McGregor, and you will see the many updates of the bad stuff that he has done. So he's not. Okay, sorry. Something just came in on the text message. No, Conor McGregor is not a nice person. Odie, those women are astronauts. No, they're not. They didn't go into space. They're not trained. They were on a joyride. They went up and straight down again. That's all they did. Now, have you ever? Yeah, you. Now, I'm talking to half of the listenership here tonight. But have you ever donated sperm? You ever been a sperm donor? Some people are. Some people donate blood. Some people donate marrow, bone marrow. And some people donate sperm. The main reason for people donating sperm is that there is a multitude of families. Is a couple. I suppose a couple could be a small family. There's a multitude of couples and families out there who want to have kids, but they can't. They're not able to have kids for some reason. There is a lot of single ladies out there who want to have kids, and for the same reason, they don't want to do the whole relationship thing. They don't want to do that. They want to have children. There is a lot of lesbian couples out there who want to have kids as well. And obviously, lesbian couples, there's missing ingredient for kids. So they will go to a sperm bank and they will acquire little swimmers. And I don't have to go through the biology of it. We all know a sperm meets an egg. 9 months later, a childine pops out. There you go. Easy as that. There's biology 101 Odi style. So you think that a gentleman who goes to a sperm bank to donate sperm is doing a good deed. And he is, because there's a lot of people out there that are looking to have kids and can't. Well, in New Jersey and across the nation, people might be outraged to hear one case of a sperm donor who is being sued by the state of Kansas. The man who has a 4-year-old child that he knew nothing about is being sued because the girl that went to the sperm bank, she went and she got some sperm and she became pregnant. She decided that it was too hard for her to raise the child on her own. She was experiencing difficulties. She had money problems. And she decided that because the child has got a father, well, every child does, that she was going to sue the father for 40% of his income. 40% of his income. This man who was trying to do somebody a favor and help somebody that wanted a child, he has been sued for 40% of his income until the child is 18 years old. The first thing I want to know is, I've never done it. Never done it. First thing I want to know is, when you do it, do you sign a consent form? Do you sign a form that says, no, I do not wish to have any connection with this child. I do not wish for my name to be known. I do not wish, I wish to remain anonymous. Is that a form that you sign? And the second thing, I want to talk to the lawyer who decided to take the case. The lawyer who thought that this was justifiable. The lawyer that thought, well, I'm going to take this case and I'm going to make a name for myself, even though it's probably going to destroy somebody's life. I want to talk to that lawyer. I want to have a conversation with him or her. You could technically have ruined somebody's life. Somebody who thought they were doing good. Somebody who thought that they were doing a good deed, doing nice. So does that mean, so I'm a blood donor, all right? I donate blood. I have higher than average iron level in my blood. Now, not so high that I need to have. I know there is a condition where you have high iron in your blood and you need to give blood, or you need to. I'm not too sure what it's called. But I think once a month or once every 2 months you have to get blood taken out of you, and it's something along those lines. I don't have that, but I do know that a lot of my blood, because it's got high iron levels, it goes to neonatal units, and it gives me the warm and fuzzy feelings, knowing that all the little babies that are in the neonatal units are receiving my blood. It does give me the warm and fuzzy. But does that mean that, the kid could get in contact with me in 18 years' time or 10 years' time and say, oh, I have your blood, and, I developed a taste for shamrocks? I know this is very hypothetical. Or I developed a taste for sausages, or I developed a taste for black pudding, even though I shouldn't be eating it. Does that mean that somebody that would take my bone marrow, I'm on the list for the bone marrow register? Does that mean that if I was to donate bone marrow, that someone could come back to me in a few years' time and say, well, I have some of your DNA in my body now, because, well, you saved my life, first of all. I mean, remember the reason I needed bone marrow? You saved my life, but, I have your DNA in my body now, so I'm not happy about that. Trying to do a good deed, trying to do something good for somebody, and then you end up getting sued, losing 40% of it. On the text line, Odi, she literally decides to mess herself up. It is so, and that all is it is. Yeah, no. Yeah, she's trying to mess herself, like, So the woman, I think what the texter is trying to say is the woman obviously knew it was expensive to have a child, and it is. And I'm going to be talking about that later in the show. That it is very expensive to have a child here in America. Now, I have my little boy, absolutely love him to death. Wouldn't change it for the world. But it's incredibly expensive. We won't talk about that. But this lady knew going into this, that it's very expensive to have a kid in America. It's even more expensive up in New Jersey and New York. You're living in a city. It's very expensive. But yes, she decided that she wanted to sue the poor guy that was trying to do good. And see, the thing is, this guy mightn't even know what happened. He could be, he could have been given a donation about maybe 6 months ago, or a year, 10 years ago. A sperm lasts a long time in a freezer. When I come back, Chief Lamar is going to be joining me on the phone, telling me all about Ireland and Native America. You're listening to News Talk 98.9 WORD. It is the voice of the Carolinas. Just going to pop you all down here for 1 second, guys.
most trusted forecast from the News Talk 98.9 WORD Weather Center. Cloudy tonight with a low of 61. Winds out of the south around 5 miles per hour. Sunshine mixed with clouds at times. Tomorrow, highs level off around 84. And meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki from the News Talk 98.9 WORD Weather Center. Currently 75.
What does Easter mean to me? Family get together.
The coming of spring, Easter eggs.
Celebrating Easter weekend
When Jesus was resurrected.
which for many is a rejuvenation of their faith
Hey, God bless you for all the great work that you do.
at a time when faith is being tested every day.
The whole world's coming around.
Happy Easter. This is real on News Talk 98.9 WLID, the voice of the Carolinas.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health, Odi Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audienhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? A man age 50 non-tobacco user can obtain $500,000 of coverage for as little as $110 per month. Level rate for 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rate for 20 years. If you're a smoker, there are great rates available for you as well. Call Term Busters for a quote. 1-800-908-7636. You're probably paying more than you should. Call 1-800-908-7636. Remember, call Term Busters. 1-800-908-7636. Sample rate for preferred non-tobacco rate. 5 and required to qualify.
Hey, this is Bill Frady, and I'm talking to Hector.
Not even slightly nervous.
Hector, you started New Life Weight Loss based on my recommendation. How have you done, sir?
I've done great. About 60 days, I've lost about 60 pounds.
And you run McDonald's franchises. This helped you with that?
Yes, we've just been making healthier choices on what I eat.
As far as your health is concerned, what are your numbers looking like?
My A1C, my insulin, my glucose numbers are way down. I lost 10 inches around the waist and about 9% body fat.
I guess it's a good thing that you own your own business because you have to buy new clothes, right?
Yeah.
Indeed. Is this something you're going to be able to maintain?
I believe so. It's a lifestyle
New
choice.
Life Weight Loss. It's one of those things. It's easier than I thought it was going to be myself.
The key thing for me was before I was interested in losing weight, now I'm committed to losing weight.
Longer lasting life, better life. Being able to move around and be mobile is great, isn't it?
Correct.
To learn the secret of losing up to 1 pound of unhealthy fat per day and start your own success story, call New Life Weight Loss at 864-203-4290 or online at mynewlifeweightloss.com. That's mynewlifeweightloss.com.
Success is picking up extra shifts for your family. Now you want to be the boss. Success is getting your foot in the door. Now you want to take the next step. Success looks different to everyone. And University of Maryland Global Campus can help you reach your goals. And there's never been a better time to get started on your future. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start May 14th. As an accredited state university, UMGC has been transforming lives for over 75 years, with more than 135 undergraduate and graduate degrees and certificates, online and hybrid courses, personalized support, financial resources, and lifetime career services. Achieving your dreams is more possible than ever before. Choose the program that's right for your career goals and get started on your next success. Get your application fee waived now. Classes start May 14th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Shell.
And you're very welcome back to Sunday Nights with me, Odi Fitzgerald. Now, it's not very often I get to do what I'm about to do. As you know, a lot of you know out there that there is a massive amount of history between Irish people and the Native Americans, and it gives me great pleasure to have on the line with me now from the Eastern Cherokee and Southern Iroquois and United Tribes of South Carolina. I have Chief Lamar on the line with me. Chief Lamar, thank you so much for coming on the show with me tonight.
Well, you're quite welcome. I'm glad to be here.
If someone had said it to me a couple of years back that you'd be over in America talking to a Native American chief, I would have been, no, definitely not going to happen. Definitely not going to happen. So, Chief Nelson, first of all, how long have you been chief of the tribe?
I've been chief of our tribe for 5 years here in South Carolina, and we're based out of the upstate up in Spartanburg County. And we're a Cherokee tribe. We got several hundred members up here across the state.
Now, the big thing that brought this to my attention was that on the 3rd of May, you're going to be having a powwow. Now, I've only ever seen or heard of powwows in media, and I never really knew exactly what it was. From looking at what I can see, it's to me, it just looks like a brilliant kind of festival. It's a chance for people to get together. What can somebody expect if they're going, like me, going to a powwow for the very first time?
Well, a powwow is a gathering of people. It's a celebration. And many, many years ago, hundreds of years ago, Native tribes would get together to celebrate different reasons that they came together. And so we're continuing that tradition. And the powwow that we're going to be having is May the 3rd over at Haygood Mill in Pickens, that historical gristmill site. And there'll be over 1,000 people there. We'll have vendors with traditional Native American crafts, food vendors that will be there. Our sponsors will be there. And of course, we'll have 2 drum teams. We'll have a male drum team, which is the powwow drum team. Mm-hmm. And we got a female drum team that's going to be there assisting us also at different times. We'll be doing traditional Native American dances. We'll do a candy dance where children will be able to go out and pick up candy and have a good time. A friendship dance where we invite anybody to come into the circle and dance with us. You don't have to be a professional. You can just come out and hold hands and walk around the circle and enjoy the music with us.
I think I'm going to have to, I'm definitely going to have to do that myself. I'm going to have to partake in the friendship dance.
Well, you would love it. You know, when you see the drum team, they're a marvelous drum team that'll be there and playing different types of music. And, you know, that celebration, you don't have to be Native American. You can be anybody. Mm-hmm. We welcome anybody to come to our powwows and to enjoy that with us. I know for this one, I've got hundreds of people that have already told me they're coming. Some of them's coming in buses.
Right.
And so we'll be undercover. We got a gigantic 60 by 100 foot building where our drum team will be up on a stage. Bring your lawn chair, sit around and listen to the music and enjoy it with us.
Now, Chief Lamar, would it be a very spiritual event? Well,
it's spiritual to us because it brings us back to what we had hundreds and hundreds of years ago. You know, Native Americans believed in a creator. They didn't call him God like we do today, but we called him creator. And he created the earth and the skies and all the animals and the spirits of the animals. Mm-hmm. And so we celebrate that along with them. We know that the spirits of the animals are there, and Native people believe in spirits. And so, you know, we joined that, and we appreciate, you know, all the animals and the spirits that will be celebrating with us.
Now, as you know, I mean, we had a conversation a week ago, and we were chatting a little bit about the Choctaw Nation and the Irish connection. So back in 1847, the Choctaw Nation, they gave a donation, which would be about $5,000 in today's money, to the Irish people who were suffering a famine at the time. This seems like a massive leap of friendship. Is that something that's rooted within Native American tribes? Is the amount of friendship that comes out?
Yeah, Native Americans, they celebrated, they helped each other, protected each other. We always did that. You know, the Native American culture was quite different than it is today. We did not let our children go hungry. We protected our elders. The elders and the children always came first. We made sure that they had food and clothing and shelter. That was the main priority. And so, and, you know, in today's world, like the Choctaw did with the Irish people and sending them money because they had a famine, they were starving. Mm-hmm. And our people have always did that with each other. And that's been very special. And even today, we try to carry that tradition on. Some of the tribes here in South Carolina have access to excess foods and so forth. And, you know, friends of mine in the lower part of the state, they do that. They share food. And at Christmas time, we get Christmas baskets and we take them to elders. So that's very special to us.
Now, a Native American tribe in itself, there's a lot of different people in it. I mean, they have yourself, Chief Nelson. Kind of, would you be the top elder? I think anything that happens in the tribe, does it need to go through you first, or you need to give it your blessing?
Well, it's my responsibility for all the members of my tribe. It's just like a father in a family who protects his wife and children, and it's my responsibility. And being chief of a tribe is a high honor. I'm very, very privileged and honored to be the chief of my tribe. And I have a council. I have a vice chief and a council that works with me, and we make all the decisions that affects the people of our tribe, and affects decisions that we make that might be working with other tribes. I oversee that tribe, our tribe, and most decisions come to me first, and then I seek guidance with my council and vice chief.
Okay, so it is, as you say, it's a whole. Well, I don't want to use the word flippantly, but it's a whole tribe who looks after the tribe. I mean, that's exactly
true.
what it is. That's exactly as they say. It takes a town to raise a child, and I think that's something that the tribes themselves do as well. Like as you say, no child goes hungry, no child is wanting, because the tribe is going to look after it and going to care for it.
Well, I look at all the people in the tribe as my brothers and sisters, and I do the same with the other tribes here in South Carolina. All Native people are related. At some point, we're all related, and I consider, as I said before, all of them my brothers and sisters. So it's my responsibility to help take care of them, and I will do everything in my power to do so.
Chief Nelson from the Cherokee tribe, have you seen a reinsurgence of Native American culture? I mean, recently in pop culture, we've had the TV show Yellowstone, where the tribal members, the local tribal members, played a massive part in that. And throughout the years, there has been lots of movies and TV shows that would represent Native American people. Have you seen that the Native American culture is kind of getting stronger again? Have you seen that in the last couple of years?
It is slightly. It's, and I'm very proud of that happening. Even here in South Carolina, I've got asked the question many times: are there really any real Indians in South Carolina? And of course, I tell them, we're not Indians. We're Native Americans. People from India are Indians. Yeah. But there is a little bit coming back now across the United States. They're including real Native American actors instead of, back in the 1950s and the 40s, they portrayed Native people. They would paint their faces up with all the kinds of paint and portray them as Native people, and they were actually white people. And so, but today, powwows are coming back, celebrations are coming back. We're educating. I do a lot of educational programs in South Carolina, and a lot of the other chiefs do also, and tribal members, where we're trying to educate people about real Native American culture and lifestyles and who we are. All Native people don't look the same. We don't all talk the same, but we are here, and we want people in this country to realize that we were here for thousands and thousands of years before, explorers came here and occupiers.
Well, Chief Nelson, I'm really looking forward to May the 3rd to go to my very first powwow. I take it you've been to quite a few at this stage, but as I say, cannot wait. Will people be allowed to take photographs? Are cameras a must for such an event?
Yeah, what we ask people to do is just ask permission.
Gotcha.
If you want to take a picture of somebody's crafts that they're selling, ask them, can I take a picture of it? And if you want a picture of a chief or a vice chief or a tribal member dressed in regalia, and I'll be dressed in full regalia that day, walk up to them and say, could I have my picture made with you? And all the chiefs will allow you to do that, but it's just polite to do that.
Yeah, it's nice to ask. It's nice to ask for. Chief Nelson, thank you so much for coming on the show, and I look forward to meeting you at the powwow on May 3rd.
Well, and I for the last second, I wanted to say, the explorers that came from your region were here 1,000 years ago. They were here 500 years before Columbus ever came to the
They
Caribbean. So,
definitely were. They definitely we had old Irish monks who brought back a lot of. There's a lot of Native American history in Ireland because the monks that came over here long before Columbus, they brought some stuff back. They brought headdresses back. So yeah,
oh, yeah.
no, we've well, the Irish people, the Scandinavians, we've been in America for quite a long time. Quite a long time.
Yeah.
Chief Nelson, thank you very much again, and I will definitely talk to you on the 3rd of May at the powwow. Thank you again.
I'm looking forward to meeting you.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Goodbye. There you have it, Chief Nelson. You know, I said it already. If someone had said to me that I was going to have a Native American chief on my show, wouldn't have believed it. You're listening to News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the explorers. And breathe.
Now, the Carolinas' most trusted broadcast from the News Talk 98.9 WORD Weather Center. Lows of a low around 61 tonight under overcast skies, winds out of the south around 5 miles per hour. Activating 4 tomorrow, sunshine mixed with
Do you know, Randy, I don't get nervous. I've talked to so many people from all walks of life. So nervous talking to the chief. Seriously. It's crazy. Like I've talking to members of U2, probably the biggest band in the world. Talking to members of that, and I just walked up to them, shook their hand, and talked to them. Anyway. Thank you. I cannot wait. If I get a chance to meet the chief, really cannot wait. Really cannot wait. Yes, I will probably cry. I get it. When something kind of overwhelms me, my body is just I'm like a water sign, so overwhelmed, cry. Yeah. Randy, it was my pleasure. Absolute pleasure. I'm not back yet.
Let's remember that we are the descendants of revolutionaries who fought for freedom and explorers and adventurers who tamed a continent. We come from great things. If we have to, let's fight when necessary. Make peace when possible. Let's resist all of those who insist we are in decline. Let's accomplish so much quicker that future generations have no choice but to call this the beginning of the golden age. See, for the Democrats, MAGA rejects the pessimistic worldview of the perpetual victimhood, and a united America is their undoing.
Straight Talk with Bill Frady. Now, weekdays noon to 3. News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas.
Attention, have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10, $20, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-207-4545. That's 800-207-4545. Once again, that's 800-207-4545.
Talk to Odi at
And you've already welcome back. I have relaxed. I know. I was just talking on the stream how nervous I was talking to the chief. That doesn't normally doesn't happen to me. Yeah, it really was. Um, in case you missed it, there is a powwow happening in the Hey Good Mall Historic Site. It is happening on the 3rd of May, 9:30 in the morning. So head up. I'll be there. I'll be there. Hopefully, I'm going to get a chance to meet the chief. Really looking forward to that. Really, really looking forward to that. I know. I know. On the Common Sense Retirement Planning text line, 800 905 0989. Odi, my late husband's grandson. So I'm gonna do this one again. Odi, my late husband's grandson's wife is Blackfoot, Cherokee, Shoshone, and Sioux, and Irish. So there's a massive mix there. Odi, Cherokee Moon are going to be trading post, is going to be the powwow as vendor. Well, Cherokee, I don't know what Cherokee Moon are, but sound good. On the stream, we've had a lot of people talking about the chief and how cool he sounds. He sounds pretty awesome. A lot of people are saying Odie didn't know the fact that the Irish and the Choctaw have a history with each other. There you go. Choctaw Nation gave us the equivalent of $5,000 to the Irish people in 1847 during the height of the famine that was happening in Ireland. So there you go. That's why people come to the show. You know, some things you don't know, and I'm going to tell you. That's what we're going to do. As you know, I've traveled quite a bit in my life, and I want to talk a little bit about it. I want to talk about where you've traveled to. Common Sense Retirement Planning text line 800 905 0989. Let me know if you've got any recommendations of places to go, places to see, things to do. I personally, I think it's an Irish thing. And the chief even talked about there the fact that Irish explorers came to America long before Chris. Remember Chris, the old Spanish guy or Italian guy, or wherever he was from? Long before him. And we actually landed in America, not on an island. But look it, not saying anything, not talking about that. Up in Canada and in parts of New York. Would you believe that there's parts of South Carolina down around, what's the border between North Carolina and South Carolina? It's the Outer Banks, I think. There is parts of there where the native language has Irish roots. Yes, there is. But no, I'm not going to talk about that. Not even slightly. Odie, my dad told me that my great grandmother was full-blood Cherokee named Uma. I wonder if they're going to have a genealogy record of who's real Cherokee or not. They might. I know there's ways you can find out about it. You can go back and you can look at the genealogy. I know. And there was a very good friend of mine who's living in North Dakota now. I think South Dakota, North Dakota, and he's big into the whole genealogy thing. So maybe he could find out if I know my people here in America have Native American roots as well. So I think if you go back far enough, I think there is some Native American in a lot of Americans. I believe. But yeah, talking about traveling, well, and exploring, I've been to 63 different countries, and I think I was trying to work it out today. I think I've been to 17 different states, but I need to know where is the best place to go that you have been to. Town, village, state. What's your favorite state after South Carolina and Georgia? Because I know our good people are listening in Georgia, and we've got people listening in North Carolina and lots of other states. But what's your favorite state that isn't your home state? What is your favorite state that is not your home state? I need to know that. I want you to tell me that on the text line. And if you don't want to tell me that, tell me about your happy place. Now, I know I talk an awful lot about well-being here on the show, and I want to keep everybody happy and healthy. That's what I do. Nice and gentle on a Sunday night. You know, I normally do this in the second hour, but I've got an action-packed second hour coming up for you. How it will get even more action-packed than what we just did, I don't know, but I do. But yeah, I want to know your happy place. I want to know where you go when you're a little bit down or a little bit kind of like, For me, it is the boat ramp very close to my house. And would you believe I have been down there quite a few times, and people have come up to me and I've started chatting to them and they go, "Oh, you Odie?" I was like, "Yes, I am." But yeah, that's where I go to. I like to either walk down with my dog or I will take a spin down in the car and just sit there for a while. Just go out onto the dock, little floating dock, and I like to just sit there. But then again, as I said earlier on, I am one of them water signs. I'm not big into the signs like the zodiac and all that kind of. I'm not big into it. But I do think that there's something to it. I think when maybe water is just calming. They say that if people don't go near water often enough, that they feel weird, and they just So people need to be around water. I mean, we are what 70% water anyway. But yeah, let me know. Let me know places that you've been to, places that you want to go to, places that you love. I just want to know, like, what what makes you kind of relax and what gets you out there and what kind of chills you out a little bit. Yeah, that's what I want to do. Something else I need to chat to you about. I'll tell you what, I'm going to leave that for the second hour. I am. I'm definitely going to leave that one for the second hour. So stay tuned. It's about golfing. Yeah, yeah. I know what you're going to say to me. Golfing, really, really. Yeah, no. I don't golf now. I'm just going to say now. It's going to leave that little kind of thing in it. Odie, my best place on the Common Sense Retirement Planning text line 800-905-0989. Odie, my favorite place is the lake as well. I love being on it, in it, around it, near it, as long as I can see it or smell it. Okay, is there a smell off the lake? I suppose there is. Odie, I like being in the mountains. I'll go to the mountains. Go to Washington if I can. Oh, okay. On the stream, Vermont and Canada is definitely a place to go and around Banff. So would you believe I have never gone to Canada? I have not been in Canada yet. I haven't been there. I haven't been to Mexico either, but I definitely haven't been to Canada. A lot of people saying you need to go to Canada. Eh? You need to go up there and you need to see some moose, eh? Because they're really cool, eh? And that's the way they talk up in Canada, eh? They all say, "Hey, eh? Am I right or wrong, eh? I know a few Canadians down here, eh? And that's the way they talk." Well, I think that's the way they talk, eh? Odi, Japan. That's where you need to go to. But they think it's rude to stare at people they find odd looking. Hold on a second. They're saying that they find. Are you saying that they would find me odd looking? Well, they probably would. I'm 6 foot tall and ginger. So yeah. Listening, moving to the river is calming. Yeah, I do believe that. The worst date. I didn't ask for the worst date. Didn't ask for the worst date. I asked for the best date. But somebody has said California. Man, I go to California. Really chills me out. When I come back, what am I going to talk about? Oh yeah, raising kids. You're listening to News Talk 98.9 WRD, the voice of the Carolinas. Dun. I don't care anymore.
And what the judge ultimately did in the immigration case was say that his life would be at risk from other gangs, if he was returned to El Salvador, which is why he got a work permit.
The Department of Homeland Security recently released records of a temporary protective order Garcia's wife filed against him in 2021 in an effort to show a violent history. El Salvador's president is proposing his country and Venezuela do a prisoner swap. Fox's Jill Nato has details.
El Salvador's President Bukele posted on X he wants to exchange Venezuelan deportees his country has imprisoned from the U.S. for what he calls political prisoners in Venezuela. He wants to send 252 Venezuelans back to their home country and take in 252 family members of opposition figures detained during Venezuela's crackdown last year. He wrote to President Nicolas Maduro
the only reason they are in prison is for having opposed you. The proposal comes after the Trump administration handed over Venezuelan deportees alleged to be gang members who are now locked up in El Salvador's
Say what you want to
Virginia has reported its
know.
first official case of measles as the outbreak spreads across the U.S. America's listening to Fox News.
Connect to Fox News Audio and the Fox News app. Listen to hear your favorite hosts like Brian Kilmeade, Jimmy Fallon, and Guy Benson standing up for what's right, live and via podcast. Just click listen, then swipe right and hear the latest news updates on your time. And scroll down to hear the latest podcasts from Fox News. And it's even easier to listen in the car with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Get programming alerts and notifications. Fox News Audio is on the Fox News app. The voices America trusts. Download it now. From the Fox News Podcasts Network.
I'm Ben Domenech, Fox News contributor and editor of the Transom.com daily newsletter, and I'm inviting you to join a conversation every week with the smartest thinkers out there about the issues Americans face and where we're going as a nation. This show will feature deep dive interviews with newsmakers and some of your favorite Fox News analysts. I hope you'll join me as we dive into the fur. It's the Ben Domenech Podcast.
Subscribe and listen now by going to Fox News.
Sorry, I'm a wee bit quiet tonight. My throat is kind of weird for some reason.
Partisan debate over President Trump's plans for the economy.
I know I normally do a lot of chatting between the news and all that kind of stuff, and well, I suppose I am. But
Kevin Uretsky has the details.
Democratic House Leader Hakeem Jeffries, appearing on ABC's This Week, said that the president has not fulfilled his campaign promise to lower prices.
Housing costs are too high, grocery costs are too high, utility costs are too high, child care costs are too high.
Jeffries adding that the GOP's plans would also significantly impact Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid. Texas Republican Congressman
Chris, what's happening, buddy? Sorry, man. Had a full show, and only just seeing this now.
We've got welfare that our federal government is giving to illegal aliens. We need work requirements for welfare to begin with.
The proposed legislation would also make the 2017 Trump tax cuts permanent. Kevin Uretsky, Fox News.
Pope Francis emerged from his medical recuperation during Easter services at the Vatican to the delight of thousands gathered at St. Peter's Square.
Easter Mass Sunday at Vatican City Hall, officiated by Cardinal Angelo Comastri, in place as Pope Francis, still recovering from a near-fatal bout of double pneumonia. But the 88-year-old pontiff did not disappoint thousands on hand.
Dear brothers and sisters,
I need to go see a baseball game. Anybody want to go to the baseball? I think I'm going to go and I'm going to see the Drive here in Greenville.
I'm Deborah Valentine. This is Fox News.
Now, the Carolinas' most trusted forecast from the News Talk 98.9 WORD Weather Center. Lows level off around 61 tonight under overcast skies. Winds out of the south. Around
Take
5 miles.
me out to the ball game. Da-na-na-na-na-na.
Currently, it's 75 degrees.
When you haven't found love, it can feel like everyone else has. Every summer. All the TV. Looking for love sucks. Thankfully, California Psychics can give you the guidance you need to find the one.
Will we do radio? I think we should. And you're very welcome back to Sunday Nights with me, Odi Fitzgerald, the second hour of the show. Where were you for the first hour? Come on, seriously. Get in contact with me. I want to hear your thoughts tonight. You can get me on the Common Sense Retirement Planning text line, which is 800 905 0989, or on the PhD Weight Loss talk line, which is also 800 905 0989. All you need is one number to get in contact with us. Don't forget, I am streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and X. Get me on all of there, and I am taking requests. No, sorry, I went back into radio DJ mode, coming to you live from Greenville, South Carolina. We're taking your requests in this power hour. We're going to have as many songs on as we possibly can, and we're going to be getting to your chance to win 75 bazillion chrono. I don't know. No, look at it. There's nothing. No, I've nothing for you. I've no money. Nothing. Can't give anything away. Before the break, I was asking you what was your favorite place to go to. I don't know why I still have my finger on the button over there, but I do. Before the break, I was asking you, what is your favorite place to go to? A lot of people have said go to Canada. Eh? Canada seems like a really nice place, and it's got places like Montreal, and it's got Quebec City. So you could go there. Anybody that sent me a message, a texter sent me a message. If in Canada, go to Montreal and Drummondville. What's it called? Is it Pleasyville? I don't know. The Terraford Mines and Quebec City. I was there in 1970. I always wanted to go back. Anytime somebody says to me that they were there in 1970, I was like, "Hey, man, I was there in 1970, man. I think I had fun, but I don't remember because, well, yeah, no, we know how to party back in 1970, man." And then I remember that I was born in 1981, and time is flying by so fast. I was only talking to my friend this morning about the fact that I came here. First of all, I came to America in 2017. I was over here on teaching. Well, I wasn't teaching, I was learning. And I was like, 2017, sure, that was only a year ago. And then I remember that was 8 years ago. That's when I very first came. Somebody else said off-road trailing. That's where I want to go. Pretty much anywhere I want to go. Yeah, there you go. Listening to a moving river. It's always calming for me. So yeah, that's the different places. If there's places that you want to go to. Now, you remember earlier on in the show, we were talking about the guy that got the sperm donor that got sued for, well, doing what you do. Do I have to paint a picture? Do you know how to do? Shh, we're not talking about that. But he got sued for it because the woman didn't realize how much it was going to cost to raise a child on her own. I've got some facts and figures for you. Now, is it in the year of 2025, where we are now, April 20th, 2025? I'm going to say a quick happy birthday to my good friend Patrick. Happy birthday, buddy. 2025, is it better to go to work and leave your kids in childcare, if possible, and mind them yourself, or mind them yourself? Well, figures have come out that the average American, whether you're in a family or you're living on your own, your average income, this is average, so I know there's the upside and there's the low side, but the average citizen, American citizen, tax-paying citizen, don't care, red or blue, don't care, average income is about $40,000 a year. All right. Now, this figure is based on data from the entire of 2024, so last year. In 2024, the cost of full day childcare for one child, this is just one child, can range from about $9,000 to $15,000. Okay. So just if you have one child, just for argument's sake, you have one child, it's going to cost about $15,600 for the year. And that is for the child to be in childcare, be it before school or after school, and school prices. I mean, school isn't cheap and it is a little bit expensive. So if you have two kids, and don't think because you have two that it's cheaper, it's not. Like, it's double. It is double the price. So you're up at about $30,000. Okay. So if you've got two kids that are in childcare, you're looking at about $30,000 a year. Now you're saying, yeah, but if I'm earning $40,000 a year, then that's $10,000 that I get to play with. Just think about that for a second. How are you supposed to pay your mortgage on that? I'm just curious about this for a second. So just for argument's sake, say that you've got two incomes. Okay, so you've got $80,000 coming into the house every year, and half of that is going on. Pretty much half of that is going on childcare. Is it a thing that it would now be better to stay at home and mind the kids? And now, and do not, please do not get me wrong. I'm not talking about women staying home mind the kids. No, I'm talking about either of the genders, be it a stay at home dad or a stay at home mom, because, you know, this in this age that we're living in, women, the jobs that women are doing, they can be just as successful, if not more successful than men. And yeah, I know what you're going to say to me about the gender gap and about the gender pay gap. I haven't seen it. I know in some companies it's out there, but I haven't seen it. And I'm just curious. Is it better? Is it better to stay at home? Because I don't think. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but how many families? So you're listening to me now. How many kids are in your family? Just the number. That's and these numbers go nowhere. Just go to Odi and I just see it. Is it a case of that it's cheaper to stay at home, one of the parents, mom or dad, to stay at home and mind the kids? I want your opinions on that. Get me on the Common Sense Retirement Planning text line 800 905 0989. In your opinion, is it cheap? Is it more cost effective? I don't want to say cheaper, but is it more cost effective for one of the parents to stay home mind the kids? Or has it gotten to to the stage where you kind of need to have two parents working and maybe nana and granddad or an auntie or a cousin or somebody else minding the kids or trying your best to get the most reasonable childcare? Now, there is also a lot of study and a lot of facts that a kid that has one parent, one of its own parents, raising it does a little bit better in life. But then they say that if kids go to childcare, that they mingle with people and they get to get out into public. So I really want to know. I really want to know what are your thoughts on whether childcare is feasible or not. I I don't know. I don't know. Is it gone to the stage where, you know, some people just don't want to raise their own kids? And that leads me back to the fact then if you don't want to raise your own kids, then why do you have kids? I know a very, very controversial topic, but I'm just curious. I'm just curious as to the way things are going and what's happening in the country. 'Cause I know back in Ireland, and yeah, I know, I'm from Ireland. Um, I have had a lot of people get in contact with me that it's even more expensive to send their kids to childcare. And then you've got people, single moms and single dads out there, single moms and single parents out there. And yes, I said the word parents because I'm not afraid to use that name, parents. That's what they are. That are struggling. And how do you manage it? How do you deal with it? I'm just, just putting it out there. When I come back, can you drive a stick shift? Yeah, there's a question. Can you drive a stick shift vehicle? You're listening to News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas. Hello, my streamers. No, I don't do my eyebrows. I shave them every now and again. I put a comb in and go across with the razor. Somebody's asking me, do I do my eyebrows? Oh, by the way, hello, monkey. What are you doing? Happy Easter, monkey. Imogene, I can drive stick shift and I enjoy doing so very much. Fair enough. But for every day, an automatic is simpler. AT, oh yeah, automatic is sort of the first. Oh yeah, it is. It is implementations of AI. Maybe I'm AI. Maybe I'm the radio DJ 5000. You know? How do you know I'm not? Could be. Could be. Do you ever notice that sometimes I glitch? Do you ever notice that sometimes I glitch? So, not to be gross or anything like that, but I've got a zit inside my nostril or in here. It feels like it's inside my nose. I hate it. Why does the human body get things like that? Like a zit that you can't get to inside your nose. It's not even inside your nostril because I'd find a way. I'd find a way. Shall we do radio? And you're very welcome back to Sunday Nights with me, Odi Fitzgerald. On the text line, somebody asked me, do I like box tea? No, I don't. It's an Irish dish. No, I can't stand it. Don't like it. Can't remember what's in it, but I don't like it. I know I've tried it before. Now, something I was something happened to me on the way to the radio studio this evening. Excuse me. Um, something happened on the way to the studio, and I want to talk to you about it. Maybe this is something that you've noticed. But I went into a store and I was picking up a bottle of Gatorade, just to quench my thirst. Okay. And when I was there, I gave the clerk whatever cost it was. I think it was $3.20. I think it was, and I gave him $5 bill because I like to use cash. Gave him $5 bill, and he was looking at me, and he was like, "Okay." And he opened the cash register, the till, whatever you want to call it, and he pressed the buttons and he pressed $5, and obviously the change that was going to come back was $1.80 because it was $3.20. That's I I assume that's normal math. I don't know. But anyway, something happened and somebody else talked to him and he got distracted and he couldn't see the price up on the register, the cash register, and he was just kind of standing at me, looking at me because the change that he was supposed to give obviously went away. It disappeared. couldn't see it anymore. And he was like, you gave me $5. And I said, yes, sir, I did. And how much was, I think I said it was 320 by my reckoning. And he's like, okay, so 320. Do I owe you $2? I said, no, sir, you owe me $1.80. Okay. And he gave me the $1.80. Okay. And I was just looking at him and I was kind of like, you should be able to do that. I mean, that shouldn't be a problem to you. And then it got me thinking. What are the younger generation? What are they able to do that we're not? Now I know they're very, very, very computer literate, 100% computer literate. I mean, my son, he's 5. Well, he's nearly 5, and he can open phones. You know, he get not. I know what you're saying, Odi. They can all do that. Open phones, send messages, have all that fun, and you know they can do all of that. So it's a case of what are we not teaching the kids? Got me thinking then what else can't they do? Can they drive stick shift? That's what I asked earlier on. On the text line, of course I can drive stick shift. I'm almost 70. Today, a manual transmission is better than any car alarm to prevent theft. It is. I know people that have gotten into cars, looked at the manual transmission and just said, oh, I can't drive that. You know, younger people, I've had younger people get into cars and they look down at the floor, you know, the footwell, and there's 4 pedals. And yes, it looks like there's 4 pedals because you got the accelerator, you got the brake, you've got the clutch, and then you've got the footrest on the far side. It's not a pedal, it's just a footrest. And they're kind of like, why is there so many pedals? And something else then that the youth of today can't do is write in cursive. Or as we say in Europe, joint writing. I remember when I was about 7 learning cursive. 6 or 7. I can't remember what age I was. And people look at my writing now and they're like, wow, you can write in cursive? Yeah. Write in Irish as well. But it's just kind of people, I mean, have we stopped? Now they're saying that one of the reasons that writing in cursive has been removed and reduced in many schools is the leading in decline to the children's ability to write and read. It is leading to it. The Common Core standards adopted by many states emphasize that math and science standards, which lead us to focus of cursive writing. Less focus of cursive writing. You know, some states in California have begun requiring cursive instruction again. And is cursive, is it coming back into it? Is it going to come back? On the Common Sense Retirement Planning text line, Odi, I have met teachers know better at simple math than cashiers. Now, that's something as well. I'm very curious. I was helping, there's a family friend of mine. He's got a couple of younger kids. And I was over at their house a couple of years back, maybe about 5 or 6 years ago. And they were doing their math homework. And I just happened to be glancing at the book and I was like, oh, that looks very strange. And I was reading through it and I was reading through the problem. And I can't remember what the problem was, but it was a division problem. And I was looking through it and I was like, oh, okay. Okay, that's the answer. But why does it look terribly wrong? Why is it all over the place? So I showed the kids the way I used to do math. Now, I would consider myself to be pretty good at math. Well, I'm an engineer, so I kind of have to be. And I was looking at the way that the kids are being taught now, and it doesn't make any sense. And my buddy said it to me. He was like, "No, man, I can't understand it. I don't get it." Yeah. Like, what are we teaching? Why is 1 and 1 no longer equal to 2? Why is 1 and 1 equal to 7, but you have to divide it by an extra number, and then you have to add a second number, and then you got to turn it upside down, turn it inside out, bury it for 4 weeks, dig it back up again, and then put the answer back in the form of a question? I mean, science has been thriving on math for many, many years, since long before any of us were born, since the universe began. Because yes, don't you even start me. There is aliens out there, and they've been doing math. As everybody knows, math 1+1 = 2 is universal. It is universal. I don't care where anybody comes from. I don't care what you say or what you do. On the text line, sometimes I wonder if to stop teaching cursive writing so that young people can't read the original U.S. Constitution Bill of Rights. Oh, that's interesting. That they can't read the U.S. Constitution and the Bill of Rights. I mean, we can read it. I mean, I can read cursive, and I assume you can. Odi, cursive writing is your first line of defense with anti-theft, with identity theft. Sorry. Yes, Odi, I can. I assume that's. I don't know which one you're saying you can do, and I'm pretty darn good at it too, if I do say so myself. Well, then you're either pretty darn good at driving manual or math or writing in cursive. I look. I'm going to say you're probably all of them. Over on the stream, yeah, I drive stick, and I actually enjoy driving stick very much. That comes in from Emma Jean, what age are you? I need to ask. Just got to ask. But for everyday driving, it's an automatic. It's simpler. Automatic is sort of the first implementation of AI. I was talking about that already. You never know. You never know. But yeah, that's a big question. That's something that I need to know. Is that how many of the younger people have you got your kids? Are your kids there sitting close, or I don't know if they're still awake? Just ask them, can they drive stick or can they write and read cursive? Odie, give the cashier extra change and take away the pennies, which would freak them out. Ah, yes, it would. Yes, it would. Do you know what really freaks them out? And I think this is the funniest thing ever. Is, for argument's sake, just say if you go to a store and you buy something and it's $10.55. All right, something comes to $10.55. If you give, no, even better again, if it comes to $11.55, all right, if you give them a $20 bill, a $1 bill, 2 quarters, and a 5 cent, I can't remember, is the 5 cent is the nickel or the dime? I don't know. Look, I'm not from here. I'm not from around these parts. I can't remember. I don't use nickels and dimes very often. But give them that, and because you want to get a $10 bill change, just see what happens. It's funny. Remember, $11. If something comes to $11, give him a $20 bill, a $1 bill, and then the coins, and watch them absolutely freak out. They won't have a clue what to do. They won't. It's so funny. Do it. They're just kind of looking at you going, why did you give me so much money? Because I want change. I want a $10 bill change. They won't have a clue. You're making it easy for them, even though they really believe that you're making it hard for them. It's a little bit of anarchy. I'm not telling you to do it. Not telling you to do it. But if you do it, it's going to be so much fun. It is. You're listening to News Talk 98.9. Do it. No, seriously, do it. Give them the exact change. They won't know what to do. It's so funny. News Talk 98.9 WRD, the voice of absolute chaos. News Talk 98.9. Now, sorry about that, folks. I had to put down the thing while I'm talking on the phone, but you know. Say what you want. That song is stuck in my brain. So coming up, I'm going to have somebody on from my hometown of Cork. What's Cork by? And we're probably going to go full Cork. Just saying it. Shall we do radio? And you're very welcome back to the show. Talking about kids not able to count change. Before we went to the break, Odi, the old kids can't count complaint, the Neil Bozart's classic, maybe 30 years old. Yeah, well, I wasn't here 30 years ago, so I don't know that. No. Anyway, joining me on the line now, very good friend of mine, all the way from, I would nearly say probably the best city that gave birth to an Irishman ever, or a few Irishmen, and probably an Irish girl or two. Uh, it's a great pleasure to welcome live from New York City, but originally from Cork City, Vivian Sayers O'Callaghan. Vivian, how are you doing?
Odie, how are things? All the way from Cork to
All,
New York
all the way from
and down to
Cork,
yourself.
Cork to New York. Do you want to? Do you want to? I was thinking about this just because I was talking to you a second ago, and I was thinking about this. I think we should go full Cork for like maybe a minute, just
No
to
bother,
give
boy.
just to give the people like an explanation of what real Cork is like, because you can understand exactly what I'm saying to you, and I can understand exactly what you're saying to me. Because you know why? Because we're from
No,
Cork City.
that's it exactly, boy.
Can
Oh my
you
God, more tone now.
can you tell me something really cool about Cork City? Like anything to do
No
with
bother.
Kerrygold butter? What can you tell me?
So Cork is the real capital of Ireland, actually,
It's real Cork.
and it's not Dublin at all.
No, it's
People
not.
are very mistaken.
It's very mistaken, because I mean people get mistaken all the time. Do you know what, Vivian? I'm going to stop doing this because I'm getting too comfortable and I might curse, and I can't do that on the radio.
Oh, stop. You get in
I
trouble.
seriously thought you were going. Anyway, no. The real reason that Vivian is on with me today is because of something that she put onto TikTok and on the social medias earlier on. As you know, today is Easter. That's it, Easter Sunday. And something that we don't have here, and Vivian talked about it, is there's a serious lack of Easter eggs. Now, Vivian, do you want to explain to me how much you searched for Easter eggs up in New York today?
You think with the large concentration of the Irish diaspora being in New York that I'd be able to find myself a good like Cadbury's or a Galaxy or even a Nestle chocolate Easter egg, but not a blessed thing. And a couple of people on my video today actually asked, can you explain to me exactly, or can you explain to us what is the so-called Irish Easter egg? It's essentially a large, I would say, what is it, about 20 centimeters generally.
Now, hold on, hold on. Just rein in the horses, bring the horses back here a little bit. Remember, we're in America now, so we can't talk about centimeters. We have to talk about. So it's about the size of a football and a half.
Okay.
Am I right with saying that?
That's a big Easter egg.
An American football and a half. It'd be a big one. A good Cadbury's one now would be a big one.
That's like a Lindt Easter egg. You're talking 40 quid there. That's very expensive.
Well, I mean, it mightn't be too expensive, but so, all right, we'll keep going. So it's about a football size chocolate hollow egg. And do you want to go into a little bit more detail about it? Because remember, we don't deal with centimeters over here. That's
no bother. So, I mean, technically, so I guess Halloween hits, right? And the second Halloween hits, you have the Christmas decorations in. The second Christmas hits, you have, guess what, the Valentine's Day decorations and the bits and bobs and the chocolates in. But a little bit before Valentine's Day, you have the chocolate Easter eggs in all our supermarkets. So Super Value and Dunn's and the lot. And it's a massive tradition in Ireland to start gathering up your chocolate eggs from the supermarket or as gifts from neighbors or family, and eat every single Easter egg you have on Easter Sunday. You have to wait though. You can't eat them before Easter Sunday.
No, of course, because Lent is before Easter. So Lent starts on Shrove Tuesday, if I'm right, and then it keeps going for 40 days and 40 nights to represent the 40 days and 40 nights that Jesus spent in the desert with the devil tempting him. And
absolutely,
that's one of the great things about being Irish as well, is that we couldn't really wait the full 40 days and 40 nights. So we put St. Patrick's Day right in the middle of it, just to kind of cut loose a little bit. But then it was
very clever.
It was very clever, wasn't it? But then we go to Easter and we've got chocolate. Now you were talking about chocolate eggs. When is the best time to eat these chocolate Easter eggs on Easter Sunday?
Well, I would like to say the second you wake up, and that's probably more the reality. But the correct time, I think, to start on your Easter eggs would be after the Sunday roast, the Easter Sunday roast.
So
your spuds.
Yeah. Okay. Go on. Go in detail. Is it now? What kind of meat are we talking about for a Sunday roast?
Well, actually, I would be looking at.
Would it be lamb? Lamb is a big one.
Lamb. That's actually the biggest one. I was thinking today though, I actually had pork.
Yeah. Okay. Well, okay.
Or a beef roast.
A beef roast.
Beef or lamb.
Beef or lamb, and you'd have the potatoes. You'd obviously have boiled potatoes, mashed potatoes, fried potatoes, sautéed potatoes. Because, I mean, we're Irish, so you have to have as many potatoes as possible, and about 14 pints. You have to at least 14 pints of Guinness, wouldn't you? Would I be right in saying that?
You know me now in the stereotypes, Odi, but I'm going to agree with you on this one because it's your show.
Well, I mean, all my listeners will know that Odi is teetotal, so there'll be no pints of Guinness happening on his show as well. But we're going to stick with the stereotypes, all right? We're going to keep with the stereotypes for now. So what else?
Works in our favour sometimes, all right.
What else is a big tradition then in Ireland on Easter Sunday?
In Ireland?
Yes.
Of course, because of the religious traditions, you have the Holy Week observation. So many attend, Mass during Holy Week. So starting on Palm Sunday, which is last Sunday, and then you've Easter Sunday today and Easter Monday tomorrow. Good Friday, of course. No meat eaten on those days, only fish. And I've such a kind of peak memory in my brain of always going to McDonald's on Good Friday to get the filet o fish.
Well, I'm not going to tell you
'Cause
that I
it's the only
went.
thing you can
Yeah,
eat.
I'm not going to tell you I went for a proper breakfast on Friday morning and had sausages. No, I'm not going to say that.
Very bold.
Yeah, very
Very
naughty.
bold. Good Friday too, to counteract your stereotypes. The pubs used to be closed until very, very recently.
They did. They did. I remember it
Mhm.
back in the day. I mean, I don't think you would do. I mean, you're a little bit younger than I am, and I remember when the pubs used to be closed, and it was around the time when I was 18, 19, 20, and right up until about 30, that it was the one day of the year, well, 1.5 day of the year that you couldn't go for a few drinks because, as you say, the pubs were closed. But what else happened? So how did your New York Easter Sunday differ big time from your Irish Easter Sunday?
Well, how it mostly differed big time, and this is probably a petty complaint, is that I'd no Easter egg. That was really I had my roast, I had my mass in St. Patrick's Cathedral because I love it on Fifth Ave, but the Easter egg I lacked now. In fairness, because obviously we bring them in from Ireland, so they're way more expensive. So you could end up paying 50 quid or bucks, as you'd say here,
Yep.
for an Easter egg and a couple of chocolate bars.
You gotta
So
have the
I
chocolate
am
bars. You gotta have
eggless
the chocolate
this
bars.
holiday.
So Vivian, if anybody wants to get your take on Irish life in New York, where can they find you? Where, because you're all over social media. Where can the good listeners be? And I'll tell you, I have a couple of questions here that are after coming in, and I'll ask you them in a couple of seconds. But let people know where they can get it at, where they can find you.
Absolutely. Very straightforward. Vivian in NYC. Well, didn't see that one coming.
There you go.
So it's Vivian, though, spelled the French way, Vivienne in NYC. And I'm on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts.
You're everywhere.
Probably
Absolutely
everywhere.
So on the Common Sense Retirement Planning text line 800-905-0989, Odi, is Vivian single? No, I don't think she is. Odi, tell Vivian to talk with the Irish accent again. I like listening to that. And you as okay. So we have to talk with the Irish accent, or they want to hear us talking Cork again.
The Cork accent. Boy.
They're saying they can't understand it, but they really like listening to us doing it. Vivian O'Callaghan, thank you so much for giving us an insight as to a New York Irish Easter Sunday, and hopefully you'll get some people to be tuning into your some of the thousands of people that are already tuning into your different what are they called, social media things. What are the kids calling it
there
now?
you go,
Social
channels.
media. They're channels. There you go. That's what it is. Vivian O'Callaghan, thank you so much. Oh, hold on a second. Can you before you go, can you say, I want you to say, hi Nicole, how is Easter? How is your Easter evening? So they want to hear you saying it in your Irish accent.
Oh, I was going to say, I thought she was going to ask me to do it in the Irish language, and I was there like translating in Gaelic.
Do you want to do it? Do you want to do it Australia?
Oh, yeah.
Now, will it sound clean,
absolutely.
Australia?
It will.
It should do, shouldn't it? All right, go on. So
Will.
Go on. So
hello, Nicole.
Yep.
Is Diagret Nicole.
Mm-hmm, sure.
And what was the rest of it then?
How was your Easter evening?
Conas atá the Iha Cosca. So how was your Easter night? There you go.
Right, listen, Slán, and
No,
we will
that's
talk to you.
correct.
We'll talk to you very, very soon. Thanks again.
Thanks for having me. Bye-bye.
So there you have it. The Irishman talking to the Irish young one. And we even threw in a little bit of Irish. And don't worry, it was all clean. When I come back, I'm going to be talking about shrinkflation. It's a big thing. You're listening to News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of them two Irish people. box. Oh, look, there you are now on the Facebook. Hello there on the Facebook. Nikki says, love the Cork accent. A close friend of mine is from the Bronx, still has family in the country, in County Cork, in Sheem. Lovely town. Never been to Sheem. Shneem. Sneem. Yeah. I do already on them. No. Vivian, where's Sneem? Sheen. I was thinking it's Sheen. Now I'm confused. Which one is it? It's in West Cork. I am a man in a box. I was thinking it's in Kerry. No, Nikki. Or Nick. Sorry. Shall I do radio? And you're very welcome back to Sunday Nights with me, Odi Fitzgerald. It was the Cork hour a couple of minutes ago, if you missed it. We had a very good friend of mine, Vivian Sayers, who was who's living up in New York, originally from Cork. She was on, and we had a little bit of a conversation. Text line has completely exploded. The Common Sense Retirement Planning text line 800-905-0989. Odi, you just need to do the entire show in your Cork accent all the time, and you need to have Vivian on all the time as well. So, it might be a little bit tricky. The fact that, the commute would be a long, long way. Odi, love listening to the Irish accent and the fact that you had I'll try that again. Odi, love listening to the Irish accent, and the fact you had a girl on air with you as well was amazing with the Irish accent. Is she married? Don't think she's married. I do know she has a boyfriend, though. I think she does. You never know. What is it? Odi, love the Irish. Oh, Odi, you need to do your entire show in the Irish language. Not going to happen. Not going to. I mean, it would sound lovely, and I can speak it, but no, I don't think it's going to happen. On the on the stream on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, or X, if you want to call it. I love the Cork accent. Of course, family and friends of mine from the Bronx who still have family in County Cork, and they also live in it's in Shneem in County Kerry. Yes, it is County Kerry, which isn't too far away from County Cork in the slightest. Now, have you noticed something happening in the last couple of years or many years? It is, of course, shrinkflation. Have you noticed that a lot of stuff is getting smaller? I'm not talking about this, that, and the other. I'm talking about the food that you buy. I'm just gonna pick a fast food restaurant that, there's lots of it in America, and I'm not going to say it's McDonald's. I'm not going to say it's McDonald's. But do you remember many years ago, if you went and you got their signature burger, you know the one I'm talking about? It's a big one that you get in McDonald's. It was a lot bigger. At one stage, it was the biggest meal, or was the biggest burger that you could get in that chain of restaurants. You remember? Well, I had one a couple of days ago, and I was looking at it, and I was like, "Are you serious?" I mean, I think I don't know, it could be $5, $6. I don't know how much it is, but it's a case of where's the rest of it gone? I haven't had one of those burgers in quite a bit of time, and it's just like, come on. And it's the same thing with a lot of different items. Cans of Coca-Cola getting smaller. Well, they're making the bottles. They have the original size, but they've upped the price on it, and they've got the smaller cans. My favorite chocolate, because yes, we were talking about chocolate in the previous segment, is a chocolate bar called Toblerone. Now, if you're traveling anywhere anytime soon, you're in an airport, you will see them in the airport for sale. I think they only make them for airports. Toblerones, I think they're only made for airports. But they are now, would you believe, they are now one half the size that they used to be. Half the size. Now, the box is still the same length. They come in a large box, but the actual chocolate inside is half the size of what it was, but it's the same price. And it just got me thinking, how many of these like big establishments and big companies, how many of them are multi-billionaires? Like their profits are in the bazillions, like lots, like huge amounts of money, massive amounts of money, but yet they're still charging us the same price for less product. So they're making more money because, well, it's probably less for them to make it because it's less of a product, but yet they're charging the same amount of money. How many of them are doing that? How many of them could bring everything back like the way it was, like that fast food restaurant that I was talking about a couple of minutes ago? How many of those fast food restaurants, they could leave the prices as they are, and they could put everything back to the size it used to be. You know, it could be a big Mac, and yeah, then they'd still make profit. Somebody on the text line says, "Are you talking about a Whopper?" No. I mean, I've been there as well, and the Whoppers are, no. I'm getting a little bit sick of it, to be honest. Texter says, Odi, Odi, they will keep shrinkflation until our bellies get in shape as the US dollar stabilizes. Well, maybe. Look, I'm all for that. I'm all for getting in shape. I go to the YMCA. I try and keep myself as the best shape I possibly can. And I'm getting more shapier. Is that a word? Yeah, it is a word. And just sometimes I would like to go somewhere and just feel better about life and eat something that's, a little bit bad for me. I have no problem in saying that. I like it. Sometimes you need a day where you're just kind of like, yeah. Odi, you must be familiar with the great Rory Gallagher. What a tremendous talent he was. Yes, very, very familiar with Rory Gallagher. Never met the guy. I did hold one of his guitars once. It was up for auction. That was many, many, many years ago. But yeah, no, it's the little things. It's the little things, the simple things in life. Which brings me on to my final little bit, and I do it every single show. I like to talk about it. I won't say I like to talk about it, but I like to bring it up to the fore. If life is getting a little bit hectic, life is getting just a little bit crazy, and it can. We're coming into the summer now, and the weather's starting to heat up, and a lot of people are spending time with their family and friends and loved ones, and if it's getting to the time where you feel like there's too much pressure on you, or you feel like you can't turn to anybody, you can't talk to anybody. If life is just getting you a little bit down, remember, if you ask for help will always be given. And one of the places that you can turn for help is the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. Their phone number and their text number is 988. If you want to have a conversation with somebody, but you just can't bring yourself to talk to them, which can happen, you can text them. Somebody is standing by now on 988. You can call and text. As I say, if you need help, and everybody does at some stage in their life, everybody needs a little bit of help. Your past is your past. Let's all move forward. And I want all of you in my future as well. I love the fact that you listen. I want you to stay listening. So if you need help, get in touch with the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline 988. I will be back next week here on Sunday nights with me, Odi Fitzgerald. Don't forget that the rest of the crew will be here, starting with Joey first thing tomorrow morning. He's going to be kicking off at 5 o'clock. And of course, you have Tara, who will be going from 6 o'clock right up until 10. After Tara, you have Mike Gallagher. And you got my good friend Bill Frady. And then, of course, we wrap things up with Charlie James. Now, if you're talking to Charlie tomorrow, if you're having a conversation with Charlie tomorrow, tell him that Odi is after getting his very first set of golf clubs. I won't say I was peer pressured into it, but I'm after getting my very first set of golf clubs. And I can get around the course in about 90. Played a few times before. See you next week. Slán Abhaile. Bye. All righty. Thank you very much, Nick. I do it every show. I like to make sure that my people are being looked out for. I will be back next Sunday night. Between now and then, have an absolutely fantastic rest of your Easter Sunday. And I will talk to you then. Slán Abhaile. Good night.